Shall we make some lanterns? Not big lanterns, teeny tiny little baby lanterns that are going to slot over these. We're going to make a bunch of them and they're going to go all the way across and all the way over there. So they're going to be dark academia, gothic, medieval-ish, fantasy-style lanterns. Rotating these 5 styles, so we'll just make a bunch of them. The goal of these lanterns is to kind of make them look like stained glass. So we've got frosted acetate and we've got tissue paper, and I'm thinking if we glue tissue paper onto the back of that, when the light glows and shines through, maybe it could imitate stained glass? What do you think? We can only try. Oh, and to imitate the lead in between the glass, we've just got some black thick card. So you are just literally a box. You can be 2.5 wide and then your height 3. Too big. Let's put you to 2. 2. A lot better. Yeah. So I was making this first one, but I think I'm actually going to keep this as the bigger size. It can be that one. Oh, that is so cute. So now we just need a smaller version of that. Little box, bigger box. There's one that goes in the middle here. I think he's the spiky one. We'll do him now. Oh, this is where things get complicated. We are doing okay, Lizzie. Just don't think too hard. So, now we draw our smaller one. Let's do a third one. I've got a 3-inch hexagon here, 2-inch, and then that's 1.5. Maybe we just need the 2 smaller sizes. Okay, so the top needs to be the inch, and then you kind of go down like a triangle, don't you? Woo! Violet your face. You'll lose a whisker. And then how are you going to know what gaps you fit through, huh? You wouldn't. Oh, cute. I love. Okay, now you're just little triangles, aren't you? What's your size again? I don't remember. 2. And then your little width is 1. Draw your little square. Draw your little square. You measure half of them now, don't you? And that's where the point will be. Maths. Geometry. Oh no. They are looking so adorable. We've got this little hexagon one. Or is he an octagon? Are you an octagon? You are. Are you seeing the vision? This is going to turn out well, I think. That's the rough plan of action. Well, at least we have something to work with now, and we'll start doing that tomorrow. I'm back. There's our lovely lanterns over there. I bring measurements. I did some maths. I used a calculator. Let's be real. So we need to make 75 lanterns. Sounds like a lot, right? We only need 3 sets of each lantern. That's not correct, is it? Huh? I was too optimistic. I think this is wrong. I'll be right back. 15 of each individual lantern. We are making this guy. So we've got a bunch of these regular craft sticks. And now we're just gonna make his frame over and over and over again, 15 times. Yes, we've got one. One down, 1,000 to go. Do you know what? Little wood clippers. I have pliers. Yeah, boy. Will you work? Please work. Yes. Where'd that go? Oh, it's so cute. Look, so flipping cute. I love it. Did you miss me? Probably not, because for you it's probably only been a couple of minutes. For me it's been like nearly a week. I've been in Dremel hell. But I got some of these. Look at these. I had to whip out the ID to buy these. Watch this. Lollipop stick, pruning shears. Ta-da! These are the last 3 bits of wood that needed to be curled, and we'll be able to get 2 sections out of 1 lollipop stick. We need 6 sections, so that's 3 lollipop sticks.
I hope.
This is all of the bits for the circular lanterns. This is all the frames for the little lantern. For the bigger lantern, all of these. We're cutting our bent wood down into sections like these. We need 6 of these. Mark you like that and like that. Take our awesome blimmin' pruning shears. You fit pretty good. All the way around. We'll get 4 bases out of a single tube, which is nice. Got a saw. I was going to drill a hole through the middle here so that this could kind of slot over it. I don't think that's going to work. It would have to be as big as this. I have an idea. Actually, first I will drill a hole quickly. Now we chop you in half. Let's try and keep all our digits. I'm gonna bust out the dreaded Dremel. I'm a little concerned, gonna lose the fingertips. Like that. And then we'll glue them together over it, like that, but neater. All right, well, now that I know that that's going to require the Dremel again, we're going to move on to the other ones where we can just chop down wood silently. It's nearly 6 p.m. and I'm an upstairs neighbour. This is balsa wood, so hopefully this should still cut it like butter. Okay, well now, I think your triangles will just be clear, right? Or do you have a little thing in the middle? I do have these. And then you guys can all go to a little point. Oh, I love arts and crafts. I love making things. If I've learned anything over these last couple of days about hexagons, it's that they suck really hard. I didn't realise you had to be an engineer. So far I've just cut out a bunch of these and then you just glue them together. Oh, I do believe the Dremel threat is over. No more red amber Dremel warning. Okay, we have all the frames now. We still have more gluing to do, but what I'm thinking is we take a look at the frames, we sand down imperfections, fill imperfections, and then we start painting the base colour of each frame. Oh, I do need to show you some of the designs I've got so far. No, we'll wait. It's not exactly the painting phase yet, you know. Okay, let me show you what we've got so far. 30 octagons for the top and bottom, and then all its sides are here. This is for our pointy, cool, pendant-y type ones. And then we've got all of our circle ones. Do you see how he's just poking up a little bit? I then just want to take this, sand any bits just like that, so that then they're just nice and smooth. A circle file, that's where the little bulb goes in. Done. I'm just taking all the hexagons, just giving them a quick rub. Yeah, I think that looks better. Do you see the difference? Before, after. Subtle, but impressive, I think. I don't have my glasses on because there's just too much blooming glare everywhere. So we're bold. Let's do something a little bit different today because I've been sanding and gluing for my whole life. I thought we could switch up and have a nice little clay day where you can work with Fimo and make all our little twirly bits that go on the lanterns. Why, hello. Did you have a nice sleep? Fimo bits completed. We've now got to take all our little cute twirly guys and glue them all onto our lanterns. Is that the next step? I do believe so. Here we are. We've got 15 sets. 15 sets of these. These are for the circle lanterns. These go on him. Should we start with the circular lanterns? That could be kind of fun. We're going to start with a different one. I need to ponder on that one. Square lantern, come here. So you're just going to go straight like that, I think. I don't know if this process is making me proud or stressing me out though. I'm concentrating a lot. Done. Well, one set done. I think I know what I want to do with the circle ones, but first we'll do the next square lantern with the little spikes on his head. These are just going to snip off and stick onto the four corners. I did try to make them out of Fimo. They just look like chocolate chips, don't they? A little chocolate chip. Actual nice point. Q-tip. Fimo. I ain't bending or nothing, it's really solid. Just like that. Yeah, you're gonna look great. Okay, that's them done. We'll do the round ones now. I do have a plan. I glue it onto one side like this, and then it will glue onto the other side so it's sort of at an angle. I can at least stick the top bits down, and then it will kind of float here, and then when I assemble them over the light and glue it together, I can then glue that as well. Okay, little update. I'm not going to glue these onto this diamondy pendant-y one yet because it's very confusing to me. So I'm just gonna prime everything anyway and hope that these things will stick on in the end. This is all the wood. This is everything we've made. Lots to get through. Hello, are you there? Welcome to my crafty crime scene. Now we need to take all our black pieces and paint them their designed colours. I have a bunch of metallics. I'll just pull up my designs and see what colours we're working with, because I don't remember. In my design, I've got 2 light golds, so that's going to be the white primed ones. I must say I've done a good job on these. I think they're going to look great when they're done. It's bloody stained glass day. This has taken forever. Hold on, when did I start this? The 6th of March. We're now on the 4th of April. It's the number, I think. It's the fact that I've gone for 75 and not something like 30. But it would look silly if I just stopped at like 30 because there's more than 30 lights going down there and then the lights trail all the way over to there. At least the ones that are showing, there's actually way more than 75 lights. We're not making them to be hidden behind the door. Too much art to be hidden like that. Okay, I can show you my designs now. I'll just shove them on screen. Here, 75 individually designed lantern designs. Those took a lot of my brain power. You know when you go to like the gym and you're lifting weights and you just can't anymore? My brain did that. It was like, no AI involved. We don't do that here on Lizzie Make. We've got a bunch of anime, a few gaming designs, and then we've just got a bunch of filler. I guess we'll just get started. My mic ended up betraying me. Get started, we need to cut out some windows out of our frosted acetate. So I'm just drawing around a cardboard tube and then cutting them out with some scissors. Now I'm cutting out our lead out of strips of card, and I'm tracing the lattice pattern onto my window, gluing the card over the pen lines. And ta-da! We have one little window. The sun is sunning. I got some of this glass paint today. I'm going to give that a go. This is how this one's looking. Just need to fill in some patchy bits. Tap you on there. I just cut that out as well, so it tidies up around his little edge. When he's dry, we'll put him in here and then hold it up to the light. Have a little look. Not too much, but just a little look. I've got it on its thing. Oh my God. We'll wait for it to get a little bit darker in here. We'll be back in a bit. Oh my goodness, I love it. It's so beautiful. I decided to work smarter, not harder, and I got my Cricut to cut out all my windows for me. When designing my colour palettes, I think I just went with whatever was inspiring me. This one was inspired by blue. This one was a strawberry. Finish off each of my designs, I just cut out a ring, well, my Cricut did, and then I glued that around the edges. On the back of each design, I added tissue paper. I was originally just going to use the straight paint, but I didn't think it looked too great in the light, so I added tissue paper in their respective colours to diffuse and soften the light a little bit. Repeating the same process again for the Jujutsu Kaisen button. And Nezuko's hemp leaf design. And same again for the Full Metal Alchemist blood seal design. For the colours in the large lanterns, I wanted each panel to be a different shade to represent the variations of real glass, I suppose. I did the same again for the purple one. And the red, and a teal, and a blue. What medieval architecture do you think this lantern was inspired by? The answer is gate. It's a gate lantern. Filling in my errors. See? Gate lantern. Oh, flame hashira time. This was one of my favourites. I think it turned out really good. I don't think anyone would ever know this in person, but each one of those whitish squares are all a different colour. They might be the slightest of different colour, but they are all different. Shinobu! Oh, this was another one that I just loved. To be honest, I love all of the Hashira designs. I think it's because the designs in general are just gorgeous, so how could they not turn out gorgeous, you know? For Shigure, I did originally try to use his silhouette from the anime or manga, but I just couldn't get it to work. Same again for Kyo. I bought silhouettes off of Etsy to use instead. Final three is the three sisters from Attack on Titan, Maria, Rose and Sina. I thought these ones turned out quite elegant, coldly powerful, maybe. On to the pendant style. Oh, you best believe I didn't do this for too long. I got on Procreate and made a Cricut file stat because that was very, very, very long-winded. There we go. There's my Cricut files. I don't know why I was gatekeeping the roof for so long. You just put your little pizza slices together and then they make the roof. Sakura. Oh, she was one of my favorites as well. Of course, I absolutely love Sakura. I'm a Sakura stan. Senku. This was also one of my favourites. I'm a very big fan of Dr. Stone. I've actually been watching Dr. Stone whilst I've been making this project. For Tomioka's lantern, his roof was inspired by the gradient of his eyes. Bestie, where have you been all my life? It's been weeks and weeks and weeks and I've missed you so much. We've just been grinding away, just painting and gluing and framing and bloody painting and gluing and framing again. But we've made waves because we've got 45 lanterns now. Doesn't that sound so much better? Oh, at one point I was just like, it's never gonna end. I was in the trenches and I just couldn't see any way out. I was like, I'm too far into it, but I'm not enough through it to see an end in sight. 45 out of 75. That actually sounds like we're nearly there. A fair few of those lanterns need some sanding and painting. I thought we could do that for a day. Saves me from having to do a bunch of them all at the end. Kind of breaks it up a little bit. Let me show you my wares. So it's mostly these guys that need help. In the assembly, there was pretty big gaps that I couldn't justify getting away with. So I just went ahead and filled them all up. It was never in the original plan to do this. I was hoping they would slot together quite nicely. Wasn't on the cards. Here's one that I've pretty much finished off already. And he looks a lot better. And now no light will leak out. So a couple of these guys need a little bit of sanding. And then a lot of them, I haven't painted their twirly bits. So yeah, that's on the agenda for today. Isn't it, Bubba? Left me hanging. Oh yeah, we never ended up using these guys. The ones that go on the bottom of the pendant style lamps. I just thought they actually looked a bit weird. Maybe I can use them for a different project in the future. Lantern. File. Run it along there. I think that's about it. Oh, next one. These lanterns are inspired by medieval cathedrals. Do you think they give that? I think they do. We lost a leg. Man down. Bit super glue. 4 down. Reprime and paint. All-purpose sealer. Cover just the bits that we've sanded down. Some of them don't need it. No, this is fantastic. Only 4 of these. Prime you up. This is wood clay. Smush it in. Doesn't have to be super neat. That's him sorted.
Wow, how did I get that so wrong?
I don't mind if some of them are crooked. Well, a lot of them are crooked, actually. They've got wabi-sabi.
Oh, you also need a leg.
Reconstruct your little leg. I'm going to give these a little bit of time to dry. Eat some pizza. Oh, we've got pizza. Now it's a crafting party. Delish. Let's. Okay. I'm going to leave it there for this evening. We did good progress. Violet, that's Mama's pizza. Good progress. Fun fact, my Freerin and Fern lanterns were originally one lantern, but I realised once they'd be on the wall that you wouldn't see half of the design, so I ended up making them 2 lanterns instead. These flowers were designed after the flower crown that Freerin wore on her head. These were one of the easiest lanterns to do, and I thought they turned out the smartest. Quite well done. These are the blue flowers that Himmel talks about to Freerin. Oh, I love. Another Hashira design. I did actually use his silhouette from the anime for this one. Law's hat. Nanami, the Mayan. Little plum bob. And last ones, it's the Octagons. These were by far the hardest. I thought the pendant ones would be the hardest, but no. I really did save the hardest to last. That was the rookiest of errors. This one ended up reminding me of the Instagram logo. But I believe I was actually originally inspired by Chapel Roan's tour outfits. Oh, our lovely Tanjiro. Kirin. And the Heart Pirates is mostly another Law lantern. I love Law. I couldn't wait to paint those spiky bits black. My gosh, they just look like teeth, didn't they? Horrific. In my original designs, they don't actually have the teeth on the head. But once I had a few assembled, I just thought they were missing something. And finally, I'm adding their top details just so they weren't so plain. Ta-da! 75 lanterns. Did it. Well, almost. We're almost there. These guys need a little bit of touching up and then we can get them on the string lights. I'm trying really hard not to mess with these too much. They're wabi-sabi and that's okay.
Why is there so many sides to an octagon? I think the highlight I've used did a white gold. Did I just say used it? Just a little bit more. This is what I do. I get carried away. Just the very top. Solid decision. I need to stop looking at it.
Oh my god, it's bloody time. It just feels stressful. Anyway, let's start getting them on. Oh god. Okay. Go team. Can you see all right? We've got one. Ribbons. We have 2 lanterns left over. This guy got a bit broke. There was 2 bulbs on a corner that I just couldn't fit lanterns onto. I'm gonna let the sun go down and then we'll be back for the final result. (1,440 pieces of wood cut down, 540 windows decorated, and 75 individual lanterns designed and made. I'm so proud. It's been one of my longest projects yet, but it's been so worth it. Would I do this again anytime soon?
I thank you.
I feel like I need to find myself again outside of Lizzie the Lantern Maker. But I started out with an idea and I actually think they've turned out better than what I could picture in my head. Please let me know which of the lanterns turn out to be your favourite. I'd love to know if this has sparked some inspiration for you to try this yourself. That would be fabulous. I would be very honoured. But that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please consider subscribing and I will see you in the next one. Oh, the next video is going to be about decorating my craft corner so we can blend our new lanterns in with the interior. See you in the next one. Bye!